Hi! So it's time for another movie game. If you're like me, you have realized that there's nothing more satisfying than a full circle in a conversation. What I mean by that is whenever the conversation goes from one joke and a lot of conversation happens and then you go right back to the beginning of the story. That can happen in movies as well. So I'd like to introduce you to a game that I've sort of came up with on my own. I'm sure that there's some variations of it out there, but this is called Movie Full Circle. This game is similar to the 6 Degrees of Separation from Kevin Bacon, which Kevin Bacon, I guess, has expanded his universe a little bit by starring in X-Men First Class. Not a bad movie, by the way, so you could go check that out. It's in theaters now. What you do is you start off with any movie. I chose The Other Guys because it was on Netflix as an instant play. And it's a super fun movie. It stars a bunch of people, the main characters including Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell. Mark Wahlberg really isn't much of an actor. I think he should stick to comedy. He's really good at that. When he does drama, you end up with movies like The Crappening. But what you do is you look through the whole movie and you pick an actor out of that film. And I chose Michael Keaton just because of this scene right here.
I'm a peacock, Captain. You gotta let me fly on this one.
You know what, Terry? Let's just settle this. Peacocks don't fly.
They fly a little. They get a real running
About
start.
as much as a penguin.
Now when I think of Michael Keaton, that leads me to think of another movie that he starred in. Probably one of his most famous characters that he's ever played, Bruce Wayne or Batman.
Bruce Wayne, n'est-ce pas? Then he had a...
Right shot! Now you want to get nuts! Come on! Let's get nuts.
Now, after watching Batman, the character that stands out the most to me, the actor who stands out the most to me, is Jack Nicholson, who does a pretty good portrayal of the Joker.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? What? I always ask that of all my prey. I just like the sound of it.
So thinking of Jack Nicholson leads me to a great dramedy that he is in called As Good as It Gets.
Come on, buddy. Don't be like me. Don't you be like me. You stay just the way you are, because you are a perfect man, and I'm going to take you home and get you something to eat.
And Jack Nicholson plays against Greg Kinnear.
Come here, baby. Verdell, what's wrong? You miss the tough guy? Well, here I am, sweetheart. Happy to see me, a little pissant mop. How about another ride down the chute? Oh, God, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I did not mean that. I'm sorry.
I love this scene because he does such a perfect impression of Jack Nicholson. Whoever casted Greg Kinnear did a great job. I don't even know how this really came about, whether they knew Greg Kinnear could do an impression or if maybe he was just ad-libbing, but it's just great. And then Greg Kinnear makes me think of Little Miss Sunshine, in which he plays a father who is trying to bring about a 9-step program, be a change your life guru, and is incredibly failing at it.
Put your losing habits behind you and to go out and make your dreams come true.
Greg Kinnear's brother-in-law in this film is played by Steve Carell. By the way, when my sister came in and saw me watching Little Miss Sunshine, she pointed out this character right here and said, "What other movie is he from? What's that guy from?" And I am terrible. This is just how my mind works. This is the thing that I thought.
Son, hey!
And why didn't he speak? Well, I think that the lad was afraid if he did, he might let down his dad.
You know what's awesome?
That's Jesse McCartney's voice playing JoJo. Yeah, that boy in Little Miss Sunshine, he's also in There Will Be Blood. So there, Autumn, I do know some things. And I didn't even use Internet Movie Database for it. And then you try and think of a movie that connects The Other Guys to Little Miss Sunshine. Steve Carell is an anchorman along with Will Ferrell.
I love desk.
Brick, are you just looking at things in the office and saying that you love them?
I love lamp.
Do you really love the lamp, or are you just saying it because you saw it?
I love lamp. I love lamp.
So therefore, it leads all the way back to The Other Guys, which stars Will Ferrell.
One more thing. Do me a favor. Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Was that accidental, or were you trying to quote TLC on purpose?
I don't even understand the reference.
You don't understand what you said?
I don't know what that is. Get out. Go.
Now that was a pretty big loop that I went around, a pretty big chain. You can try and get the biggest chain that you want, or you can try and go for the smallest chain that you want. Points don't really count in this game. It's more so just a fun thing to waste an afternoon with. You could also just do not just actors, but plot points. So comment below with any full circles that you find in movies. Post down your chain and how you led back to the first movie. And if you want to check out my other movie game video that I made, just click on this image right up here. Until next time, guys. See ya.